All right, we're getting ready to head out this morning. Got the Edge tuner back in, but this is the last. So we're gonna go drop this one off in Lebanon, then we're gonna drop this one off in Maryland, and then I'm coming back home because I found out that it is not physically possible for me to be able to get both the other loads. So drop these two off. This will be pretty simple. I'll be back in by like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Great. Then tomorrow I'll shoot up north, Coopersburg or whatever, and then we'll pick up the other one. So other than that, I cleaned the tires last night with some tire shine, so she looks minty. I didn't get a chance yet to install the spacers, so the tires are still touching on the bottom, but according to the temperatures, it's all right. So we got our tuner. Let's get moving. All right, we made it to the Ford dealership. We are about to get dropped off. So look at that, we didn't hit the other one. So I forget if I said, I ordered the bar and everything, so I'll be able to put the other one back on. That's pretty much all I need. And then I ordered another bolt for the other side, so we'll have mud flaps again, but here she is. So let's get this thing dropped. All right, so I guess we gotta get it dropped. We're gonna drive it up there, and then there's a big building up there. So these ramps, I need to get some locks for these. I know a bunch of guys have mentioned, you know, get some locks for them, definitely. I don't disagree with you. I definitely want to get some locks. So I will be doing that in due time, but I'm going to the shop right after this since it's on the way back. And we got to go to Maryland, but we got some goodies for the truck. Finally, after how long? At least a year of dealing with it, we're finally replacing it. Last part on the truck that's doesn't really work all that well. Here's another good argument as to why I prefer a fifth wheel over a gooseneck. That whole thing is bent down. These are brand new. Everything is brand new here. So a fifth wheel will take the outer 4 holes where there's actually support, and that doesn't happen. Look how look how bad that is. That front one is bowed. Wow. That's terrible. I'm gonna have to get new rails again. I want my fifth wheel back. Brand new 2021 Ford F-250. This thing drives like shit. It feels like it's in 4-wheel drive the entire time, and it's just constantly like that. It's terrible. Well, I was saying, the gooseneck, that piece there's nothing to support it really in the center. That's actually what happened to the 5500 as well. With the fifth wheel, there's such a wide track on them where you mount them. It actually is supported by the frame rails itself, so that's why they're never going to bend. So one more thing for the fifth wheel, I know that you can get the spider gooseneck ball. I could do it, but I don't know. I just, like I said, I prefer the fifth wheel for the fact that it has that wider track, even wider than the spider gooseneck. I think, you know what? I could be wrong on that. I don't know. I'd have to look into the spider one. It puts the ball right in the center as opposed to oblong, which I need to get this thing moved back a little bit further because the trailer actually will hit the mud flaps when they're all the way out. So that kind of sucks, but we'll get that taken care of. I got the other side ordered and we'll be able to fix all that. So I'll have both mud flaps again, but it just kind of sucks how it happened. But what can you do? If I flip that ball around, that adds another 6 inches to my length, which is a lot considered. That means I would be 67.5 feet. 67 feet's already long. It's amazing how much lighter, like this thing just accelerates so much better with that F-250 gone. All I got is one truck on right now. It's the 1500. So, and I didn't feel like moving it back because I'm headed to the shop now, and then I'm gonna be dropping it off. It's like, I just wanna get done in a hurry today so I can go home. And then I'm just gonna pick the other two up tomorrow because why the hell not? So it's all the way back up against the rack. Basically that's where it was when I left it. Okay, I didn't move it at all. So I should have, but I didn't. Definitely need to remedy that gooseneck as soon as possible. I am probably, someone's sending me a kingpin, but I might order the spider this weekend, and because it'll definitely like level everything out and give me options in the future if I ever go to buy a gooseneck. Stop sign ahead. Liars. That's not a stop sign. All right, I need to show you guys something here. You guys see all that traffic over there? 81 North. Someone back there, they got disconnected in time, it looks like, but there's a fire going on. There's another fire. but there's a fire on the side of the highway because somebody's camper just burnt down and it's still burning. All that traffic. I feel for them, I really do. But it looks like they were able to get unhooked safely and they're all just standing out there just watching it burn, I guess. Unfortunate. Hopefully everybody made it out okay. I'm assuming they did. Well, the disappointment's real. There's a parts truck back there, right? And it's an 03, it's a manual. I'm like, all right, let's swap some instrument clusters. This is what I was trying to deal with. And apparently on not only the automatics, but the manuals, because that is an NV5600 truck, and it's an 03. Well, this is an 04.5, so you guys can see those connectors? Well, apparently on 03, 04, these are flipped. Still plugs in, but it doesn't do anything when you plug the other cluster into this one. So still stuck with a shitty instrument cluster. All right, next stop, displays and graphics. So I'm in the home state of PA. This kind of sucks, but I am working on getting some new window decals made because, well, I have a lot more info to put on the windows than what was there before, and I want to make them a little nicer. So also I want to incorporate the YouTube logo in there so people will know. But look at the instrument cluster. Thing doesn't work at all. So yeah, putting that other instrument cluster in actually blew a bunch of fuses because it's not technically the right one for the truck. So blew the fuse for the radio, the overhead, and the OBD port. So it's like, I'm like, all right, so I put both fuses in. This is another thing, a problem that I have with the Edge CTS2, and it's a shame that this is the best monitor on the market because honestly, I'm at the point where this thing is such a piece of shit. Like, it always asks me what kind of vehicle I have. Why is this necessary? Gauges don't do that. It's like, and then I sit here and I'm pressing the button. Oh, look, the touch screen doesn't work. Like, really? Like, I shouldn't, it's a $750 tuner. I shouldn't have to beat the crap out of it for it to actually work. And it's like the other one did this too, and it's like, these things are too expensive to be failing like this. I don't get it. I don't know. It should, honestly, you should be able to turn the key on and it just boot up what it needs to boot up. Why is that so hard? I shouldn't have to go through a menu selection every single time, because then if you decide you only want to go on, say, a really, you know, short trip, well, if it doesn't boot up all the way and you shut the key off, now it'll stay booted up in a menu that tells you to turn the key on and off and on and off a bunch of times so that it can reboot itself. Why is that necessary, you know? Gauges don't do that. My radio doesn't do that. And nothing that I have is this picky. It's just, so if you're looking at an Edge CTS2, I don't recommend it. I really don't. I'm over it at this point. Like, I have no gauges. I'm trying to, you know, touch the thing. Oh well. Other than that, we're gonna be dropping in about 2.5 hours. I gotta make some phone calls. Let's get this thing off my trailer. All right, so after clicking it at least 500 times, just constantly doing this, I finally got it to say Dodge, because it kept hitting Chevy or import. I'm like, all right, so I kept touching and like moving my hand around. I finally got it to say Dodge. This is terrible. Damn it. And I get that they'll warranty stuff that, you know, you can send it in, but that's the problem. I'll have to send it in. So I think when I get the instrument cluster, I think all I'm gonna do is just go get a separate EGT gauge and then not have to worry about the Edge, because I don't know, it was great for a long time, but like once they fail, it's like if you rely on your truck for income and that's what you're relying on, I don't want to do it again. So I've been going back and forth with this Edge, like just literally sitting there tapping the screen for like how long now? And I got it to click on RAM twice. And the first time it reset, and the second time I'm clicking on yes, and it shoots over to no. So it's like, now for some reason it's working. And I didn't do anything. It bypassed all of that. No idea. Not gonna complain. That's awesome. So now we have gauges. I wish I would have filmed that, but I had the coolant temperature up to 240 degrees coming up the hill. Woo! Little scary, but I got right up over the hump. We're going back down. We're down to 212, 210. I turned the heat on halfway up. Or not halfway, but like when I got to the top, and it went from 240 to like 220 real quick. Yeah, it's coming way down now. Alright, we're fighting to get service. There's deer running in and out on the road. There's a guy up here blocking the road with a truck or something, a big piece of equipment. I don't know what that is. Alright, well, we're off-roading in the... I guess they're working on the road, so I guess this is what everyone's pretty much doing, is just going around in the field. Somehow we're making it. At least it didn't rain. I don't know where all this rain's coming from lately. And traffic. GPS says we're clear. I don't know. I'm finally glad to get that thing off my trailer. Gonna have to bleed the cooling system a little bit, I think. And hope that we don't have any leaks, because she gets a little hot. It gets a little hot. 240 was pretty good. It's the hottest I've ever gotten, really, this truck ever. So it seems to be driving okay, so we'll just ignore it for now, but definitely needs to have the cooling system bled. So I got an F-150 and an F-350 going down to Florida. So, well, you'll see that tomorrow. Alright, almost home. So I did this whole day of driving without putting those spacers on. Tires have been fine, temperatures have been pretty good. They still touch ever so slightly on the bottom. Apparently not enough to blow them out, but I definitely want to get those spacers on as quick as possible so that I don't have that to worry about. But we're going through town now with the trailer. Fun. But because my tires don't stick out anymore, the police here in Carlisle don't really have a reason to pull me over anymore. This dude in front of us, he's got a smoky pig. He smokes more than I do. So this turn up here is pretty tight, so I'm trying to keep that lane over there open so that I can swing as far left. The old trailer, you could get pretty close to that curb, so this trailer's more. Look at him smoking. Let's see if I can't make it. Obviously I couldn't film it, but I swung so wide from the left lane and cleared it by a foot. This trailer is not happy about making turns, I know that. But what it lacks in turns, it makes up for in practicality. So absolutely loving the trailer so far. All right, well, this is pretty much where I'm gonna leave it. I had to back all the way down in there, pull back down, and then back. So that's basically what we're doing. This is pretty much gonna do it. By the way, new holders for that, but got one of the mud flaps on. That's pretty much gonna do it. Just got Liam, and it's gonna pour. So see you guys in the next one. Bye.